U.S. in firm disagreement with the president's decision to let former White House aide Libby off the hook without ever having served a single day in prison or even finished his appeals process. 60% of those Americans asked in the new Survey USA poll, saying Mr. Bush should have left Judge Reggie Walton's decision to stand as was. As we mentioned, that includes 40% of all Republicans, a plurality among the choices. Wrapping up a visit to the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington today, President Bush, in his only public comment so far, refusing to rule out a later full pardon for Mr. Libby in the future.
First of all, I had to make a very difficult decision. I weighed this decision carefully. I thought that the jury verdict should stand. I felt the punishment was severe. So I made a decision that would commute his sentence, but leave in place a serious fine and probation. As to the future, I'm, rule nothing in and nothing out.
The Libby commutation going against 6+ years of Bush administration precedent. This just the 4th commutation by this president. His Justice Department having pushed hard for federal sentencing guidelines and for judges who enforce them, no matter what any extenuating circumstances might be. Of course, there is nothing more extenuating than actually knowing the convict yourself.
I took this decision very seriously on Mr. Libby. I considered his background, his service to the country, as well as the jury verdict. I felt like the jury verdict ought to stand. And I felt like some of the punishments that the judge determined were adequate should stand. But I felt like the 30-month sentencing was severe and made a judgment, a considered judgment, that I believe is the right decision to make in this case. And I stand by it. Thank you all very much.
White House Press Secretary Tony Snow probably wishing he could have walked out on this morning's contentious Q&A session with reporters, heavy on the questions, short on answers of any real substance. In his statement last night, Mr. Bush having said that he believed the prison sentence given to Mr. Libby was excessive. This morning, his spokesman adding that by excessive, Mr. Bush meant any jail time at all.
Because the president thought the jail time, in fact, was inappropriate, and therefore he decided to proceed.
Jail time was excessive. The sentence was excessive.
Yeah, it was excessive.
It was inappropriate.
Right. He said it was excessive, and he thought that any jail time was excessive, and therefore he did not see fit to have Scooter Libby taken to jail.
And in the wake of last week's Washington Post series on the vice president, which revealed that Dick Cheney sees to it that he is the last person to meet with Mr. Bush before Mr. Bush makes a final decision on big issues, there were those who wondered just how influential Mr. Cheney was in weighing in on this decision.
I'm sure that the vice president may have expressed an opinion, but the fact is the president understands the importance, and he may have recused himself. I honestly don't know.
Did he ask for the president to spare his friend?
You know, we never, as you know, Kelly, talk about internal deliberations. Nice try. I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about right now before the House and Senate, and we are not going to characterize specifically any kind of advice or plea that somebody may make.
Does the public deserve to know if the vice president asked the president to use his constitutional authority to spare his former aide and longtime friend in prison?
Let me put it this way. The president does not look upon this as granting a favor to anyone, and to do that is to misconstrue the nature of the deliberations.
Of course, were it not for the relationship between the vice president and Mr. Libby, it's indisputable that the commutation never would have happened at all because of the simple fact that Libby never requested it. Not so 3,000 others in this country in prison who have made similar requests. Is the president going to give all of them the same measure, any measure of his time and careful attention?
3,000 in jail was similar. I'm not sure that you can take anybody who has a perjury count and say that they're all the same. Every count has to be considered differently. The president, as you know, looks very carefully at these things. And furthermore, not every one of these cases comes before a president, as you're well aware. Attorneys quite often petition for these, and that is one of the procedures by which they do it. But
can I follow on that? If there are more than 3,000 current petitions for commutation, not pardons, but commutation in the federal system under President Bush, will all 3,000 of those be held to the same standard that the president applied